everyone, good afternoon, and it's a very good afternoon because we're coming at you from the shiny new Carnival Horizon cruise ship during its inaugural season. Legend coming at you with always, joined by Molly. We're going to show you around this fantastic shiny new ship, from the pools to the food to the bars to the staterooms to the amazing atrium. Anything else we find neat or cool, we're going to show it off on this video and take you around the ship. Let's go check things out. Here is the main pool area on the Carnival Horizon, and very small main pool area. Definitely set up more for deck parties than I think it is pool. The thing I like about the pool is not the pool itself, but these chairs they have over here where you can just sit and enjoy your drink and put your feet in the water. Also, I love any cruise ship that has a big funnel vision type screen on it. And obviously we're watching Black Panther right now, and they use their screen a lot. Like today, we're on a 2-night cruise, and today they're playing 4 different movies. There's a matinee, there's a midnight, there's a couple in the evening.
The evening ones are nice because they give out popcorn.
Popcorn, yeah. And I like that. So this is the main pool area. Go downstairs, we'll show you some of the bars and restaurants in the pool area now. So they have 2 main pool bars here, and each one is different. This one is the Blue Iguana Tequila Bar. So if you're a fan of tequilas, Mexican beers, margaritas, this is one for you. They also have other things. You get like a 101-ounce beer tube, which is a good value, and things like that. And then if you take a walk over here, you'll run into the Red Frog Rum Bar, which is going to be, if you're more into rum and cokes or daiquiris or pina coladas, you're going to want to come over here and get these. I love that both of these have a different menu. So if you're on that Cheers beverage program, you really get a lot of bang for your buck, because the drink menu at these places, it's a really strong. Red Frog Rum Pub, they do sell some merchandise too, so they'll have some souvenir cups and services and things like that. They're also home to their Thirsty Frog Red, their own specialty beer. So big thumbs up to the pool bars here. Right on the pool deck is the Blue Iguana Cantina, which is kind of like your Chipotle style place. This line over here, you get to mix and match and make your own burritos or burrito bowls. And over here, they serve tacos. Food's pretty good. My favorite thing about this is my favorite place on the ship to eat breakfast, as they do fresh to order breakfast burritos. And that's where I go every day when I'm on a Carnival ship for breakfast. You get to put all sorts of fun stuff in there. Also, not normally a line. Like normally there's a long line for omelets, but there's not a long line here for breakfast burritos. So that's definitely where I like to go. And this is right outside the buffet, right next to the pool. One of my favorite things on any Carnival ship, and my favorite place to eat lunch here on the Carnival Horizon, is Guy's Burger Joint. Celebrity chef Guy Fieri over here. Look at this. Look at those burgers. Super melty cheese. Comes with some good fries. They got a great topping bar. It is nothing fancy, but it is amazing. And then the topping bar is very solid as well. You come over here and you load your burger up. You can do sauteed onions, sauteed mushrooms, bacon, and it's real bacon, not like bacon bits. I love this. It's little like crunchy pretzel sticks. They got some more toppings over here. Big ups. Love, love, love Guy's Burgers. Here is the awesome atrium area on the Carnival Horizon, and this big giant teardrop shaped curved LED screen. It continues on to the ceiling, and it changes patterns and a whole bunch of different ones. So see, we just saw it change, and now it's flowers. I love this. It's definitely one of the coolest lobbies I've seen on a cruise ship. It even makes it a great place to hang out, sit down, and just watch the patterns change. And it's
also cool that you could probably do stuff if there's like activities.
Yeah.
You can make it themed.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And they do some dance parties and some music. They have a perch over there where you could have your DJs or your strings people, that kind of stuff. But the atrium also, they've got a bar in the middle, which is always important. They do some dance parties. Down here is your normal stuff. You got guest services and your shore excursion desk, stuff like that. But the highlight is absolutely this guy here. It's mesmerizing. It's really neat. And I love that there's other like mini panels on the ceiling that function into it. It's really awesome to watch. So let's talk about the water slide area here on the Carnival Horizon. It's known as Dr. Zeus's Waterworks, and it's pretty fun. I quite enjoyed this area. Looking at it, I was like, I didn't think it would be that much fun or that neat. But I had an absolute blast. Went there this morning and there was nobody there. Went on all the things with no lines. Let's talk about some of the slides. The first slide, the big, the one that resembles the Cat in the Hat's hat, that is a tube slide. It goes sort of in the tube and out of the tube, an open air and non-open air tube slide. And that's very fun. We're more tube slide people than body slide people. The other one is themed after Thing 1 and Thing 2, as you can tell by their oh so adorable statues right there. and this is a body slide, and its looks could be deceiving because you pick up some pretty impressive speed in that, and it is. You really get moving.
Yeah, it's way faster than I thought it would be.
I am not a fan of body slides, so to me, that's always what I imagine death would be like. You're in a dark tube and there's some lights and it's hard to see and breathe and that kind of thing. That is always what I assume death would be like, is the equivalent of tube slides like that. And besides the two main tube slides, they do have a big splash fortress kind of thing, which was fun. And one thing I liked about this, I've been to plenty of water parks and cruise ships. This one, they have a really nice soft flooring. Instead of like a hard plastic flooring, it was kind of like a squishy flooring, and that was nice. It is home to the worst tipping bucket I have ever seen anywhere, as normally you stand under these things and you get soaked, and it's a lot of fun. Unfortunately, the one on the Carnival Horizon here, it's very, very wimpy. They do have a couple other fun things, like the smaller buckets when they fill up and dump over. There's actually ones that dump onto the Cat in the Hat water slide, which is really fun. And yeah, other things I liked, as the bucket's about to tip over, so I'm going to show you the weakness that is this tipping bucket. And there it goes. That was actually a pretty good one. It was not doing that big ones this morning, so maybe it depends on the day, or the tipping bucket had to get warmed up. One of my other things I loved is this like spritzer tunnel kind of thing here. That we were going when it was overcast this morning, but later in the day, going through that would feel amazing when it's 1,000,000 degrees out. And it is, you know, kind of colorful and fun, just like Dr. Zeus would always want his stuff to be. But so big thumbs up to the water slide complex.
You have the racing slides too.
Yes, the little kids racing slides, also fun. If you're an adult, you get a good swing, you kind of fly out of the slide. Up on deck 12 is the Sports Square, which is if you have kids or family, it's definitely a fun place to be. This is their outdoor kind of fun area. So you got all sorts of things. You got a 9-hole mini golf course, and it's interesting because it uses like a very soft, it's not a golf ball. It's like a soft, spongy type of golf ball, shaped golf ball. But they got a 9-hole mini golf course that's on 2 different levels. Molly's not good at mini golf course. She just lost by 12 strokes. 11 strokes.
Don't make me worse than I am.
On a 9-hole course. But then they got other fun stuff up here. You could hang out, you could play cornhole, you could play billiards. There is a twister thing set up, and with the dials set up over there, so you can play twister if you wanted to. There's 4-way ping pong. So if you've got kids or love games, it's definitely where you want to check out. Something I've seen nobody use on their ship so far is the Sky Fitness, which is a bunch of weird-looking aerobic exercise machines out here on deck 12. They're strange-looking things. Deck 12 is home to the Sky Court, a full-size basketball court. Plenty of balls there if you want to shoot around. And of course on the wall is Shaq, who is a spokesperson now for Carnival Cruise Lines. And we actually were on the first sailing out of Miami on the Horizon, so we actually saw Shaq. He was here for some sort of press event, so I got to see him and all 7'1" of them. And but very, very nice. It's probably the nicest basketball court I've ever seen on a cruise ship. So unfortunately, one of the biggest disappointments on the cruise here on the Carnival Horizon is the Sky Ride, as it has been closed the entire time of our stay. If you read reviews on this cruise ship or its sister ship, the Vista, this attraction seems to be down more than it's up. And it's really a shame because it's so innovative and so neat. What it is, you ride in these little cabin type things, and you pedal, and you go all the way around the back half of the ship on a roller coaster type track, and it looks so unique and so wonderful. But unfortunately, it doesn't seem to work very well.
And that's what makes the Vista class ships like different.
Yeah, it's one of their big selling points. Is that we have the Sky Ride, but unfortunately it's closed. Yeah. But you can't do the Sky Ride, but you can play giant chess if you wanted to. So there's that. So here's the Liquid Lounge on board the Carnival Horizon. This is their main show theater. And on a 2-night cruise, you really don't get the full aspect of that. So on night 1, there was a welcome aboard show, which was kind of like your standard welcome aboard show stuff. Night 2 was one of their big performance shows called Celestial Strings, and it was actually really good. Now, the Liquid Lounge is interesting because it's kind of a flex space. You see, none of the seating on the bottom level is fixed. It's all chairs they could add in or remove. And it also means that they could use this space for a nightclub or dance club if they wanted to. And it also means that they could put set pieces like you see here right in the middle of the audience. So it's kind of another interesting flex space here on the Carnival Horizon. Welcome to the buffet. We're on lunch on day 2 of our cruise. We're going to show you what they're serving. And one thing I like about the buffet here is that they have sort of the full menu of everything that is on their buffet. Loaded home fries and chili. So they have a whole menu here, and then you can walk around and pick out what you want. And the lunch looks pretty good. I love this. This loaded home fries and chili is very interesting. I've never seen that on a cruise ship before. That's something very, very different. All right, so we got smoked sausage, bacon, and kale soup. Those are those. I guess those. I don't know what that is. Oops, sorry about that. Gotta let the meatball guy through. Oh, Molly, check this out. Burnt ends mac and cheese and fried cheese curds. That sounds wonderful. Shrimp and grits, spinach and artichoke. Alabama chicken with white barbecue sauce. Ooh, look at that. Korean sticky pork ribs. Turkey meatballs. Fried okra. Black bean and pumpkin enchiladas. There's some good stuff. Some different stuff here, too. And one thing I would recommend is go to the buffet. There's 2 different buffet sections. If you go to the one farther towards the back of the ship, there's going to be more offerings, including the deli, where you can go get a selection of sandwiches. The deli does run later than the normal buffet. You get a nice selection of hot and cold sandwiches, as you see right there. And then one of my favorite parts about the Carnival Horizon, first of all, this is great. If you're a beer drinker, they have a beer station here in the buffet, and it's pour your own beer. It's essentially, it's like filling up your gas tank in your car. As here you pay by the ounce on either Thirsty Frog or Bud Light. One of the cheaper places to get beers on the ship. A 14-ounce beer, $4. You pour it yourself. If you brought your own mug and you want to just fill up a giant mug, you could do that too. But then one of my highlights of the cruise overall is the first time I've seen something like this on a Carnival ship is where they do the desserts during the lunch, and they do just giant cakes. And then you ask for which one you want. We got a lemon meringue cake, a German chocolate cake, a strawberry millefeuille. That looks really good.
Tell you what, one will be enough.
Let's keep moving along here. That's the winner for me. Raspberry champagne cake. Green cheese checker cake. That's weird. A Texas turtle cake for Ranger. And an unnamed cake on the end. The cake's awesome. Yesterday I had a funfetti cheesecake. And overall, like, I didn't love the buffet. Like, we looked at dinner last night. It did not look good. Lunch yesterday was okay. But this meal, pretty strong buffet. Very impressed by this. On night 2 of our cruise, on the buffet, they have roast prime rib. And it looks like a good quality prime rib, too. So one thing that's very interesting is right near the entrance to the buffet, they have these things, the hand cleaning station. So instead of like a washy-washy person, they have these things, which Molly is now showing off. You can take your hands out just with that crazy vortex-style spin. Now, I've never, the only place I've ever seen these before is like the kids club on the Disney Cruise Line. But it cleans you off and that kind of thing. At the same time, like, nobody ever uses them. Like, they're very rarely used on the ships. They feel fun, though. I mean, if you're coming on the ship, definitely do it, because it is an experience. So high above the Carnival Horizon is the Sky Course Ropes Course, which is an RCI ropes course. Not one of the more challenging ones. I did bite it at one point.
You did?
Because normally I try to go, like, no hands on these things, and that did not work out well for me. But it's a good time. Normally, like, right now, we're on a 2-night cruise, and the line is not very long, which is probably a good sign. A lot of people up there. But the fun thing is, there's each obstacle has 2 different ways you can go. So you can kind of go the least, like, normally one's harder than the other one. And so that makes it kind of fun. I liked it. Gives a really great, like, the thing is, we don't have a sea day on this ship, but if you were on a sea day...
Would highly recommend.
Yeah.
Sea day. Just being surrounded all by ocean.
Yeah, like some of the views we get on sea day would be amazing. I'm sure the line would be quite lengthy on sea day, but it was kind of fun. Now, Molly, you're not normally a fan of ropes courses. What do you think of this one?
I think it was pretty easy. I mean, I don't like it because I don't like the heights, but I didn't feel like I was that tall. Though I'm high up and I'm on the 12th floor?
Yeah.
13th? I'm not sure. But like, it didn't feel as tall.
Now, did that giant beer help?
Liquid courage.
Or was it just the fact that you had an award for winning Simpsons trivia?
I did get one answer right.
Alright, it was mostly me, but still. Fun times. If you're coming on this ship, you've got to do the Sky Course. I would definitely try and save it for a day at sea. And if you have multiple days at sea, I would save it for like your last day at sea, as the lines would probably be the slowest at that point. But the views you get from up there are really, really cool. So just inside of the mini golf course in the sky court area is the clubhouse at Sportswear, which is a wonderful indoors, very, very air-conditioned area where you can play a variety of games. You can play ping pong, there's 3 different ping pong fields. And look at this foosball table. Like, it's a super-sized, multi-man foosball table. A couple more tables for ping pong over here. Then what I think might be the most unique thing in this area is the sky billiard section, which the goal for this is it's all mini soccer balls, and you're supposed to essentially kick. You cheated. Like you're supposed to play pool, but instead of using a cue and it being tiny, you are kicking, and it's really, really neat. So that's very unique. But this area is great also because it's so air conditioned. And if you had a bunch of buddies, like me and Molly could not play foosball on a table that level, but if you were here in a group, like that would be an absolute blast. And like we've seen foosball before on other Carnival ships, but it's normally been like their Red Frog pub area. Obviously they don't have a Red Frog pub here on the Horizon, but that, if you're here in a group of, you know, probably about 6 or so, that'd be a really fun time. So here's the Meridian restaurant, the anytime dining restaurant on the back of the ship. This is where we're eating dinner tonight. And also one thing I love is that you can eat at a bar. So if you need to catch up on your Cheers program, like you spent the day in port, good option to recommend that. Now I have completely lost Molly, but here's the dining room. It's like this angle it looks okay, but this dining room is deceptively bigger than you would think it would be. As it is, there are tons and tons of tables in here. Like this is our second day on a 2-night cruise. So tonight we're eating a little bit earlier. It's pretty empty. Last night was slam. Absolutely slam. Tonight it is not. But to give you a look at the dining room. Ooh, and we did not get a great table tonight. Right next to server alley and a cardboard wall. I'll show you what the menu looks like in a bit. So here's a little bit what the menu looks like. Appetizers over here. Difficult choice because you have a lot of them. Like steak, ale, and cheddar soup might be where I go, but I'm not 100% sure. Some of the featured wines down here. You've got your main courses over here: prime rib, lobster tail, things like that from the grill. And here's some nice side dishes that change up every night. Those are different than yesterday. And then you get some stuff based on your port of call. So that is the menu. Here's what the appetizer looks like. We both got the flatbreads. Molly complete with the leafy greens, and I have moved all the leafy greens off because it is not my thing. But it looks really good even without it. So I decided to splurge and get 2 appetizers, and I'm happy I did. I got the steak, ale, and cheddar soup, which is absolutely amazing. Now, I'm not a big soup guy. What I do, I kind of take my bread, I dip it in the soup, and then I eat it. But this is one of the best soups I've ever had, ever. And, like...
It's really good.
Time for the main course. I got the Caribbean pepper steak, which it smells absolutely amazing. How will it taste? I'm not sure. Molly, you got the vegetarian penne or vegan penne, something like that?
Yeah, it's a penne with zucchini, and I can't remember what else.
Alrighty, well, I'm gonna say I probably like mine better, but the food dishes, they look very pretty. The presentation's great. Time for a quick look at the dessert menu. Baked Alaska, citrus cheesecake, double roasted baby pineapple, fruits, cheeses, and of course Carnival's melting chocolate cake. Now if you're on the beverage plan, how good does that chocolatini sound? Molly's citrus cheesecake over there looks wonderful. And I got the baked Alaska, which I've got it on Carnival before, but it looks way, way better here. I'm assuming this is the cakes that's on fire they were dancing with earlier. On deck 6 is the warehouse, which is the wonderful, gigantic arcade here on the Carnival Horizon. And I'm an arcade guy, and this probably the nicest arcade I've ever seen on a cruise ship. There's ticket games, and if you win tickets, you use this machine over here to get your prizes. There's no like actual person, but then the game selection, guys, it's good. You got Cruise and Blast, Typhoons from our buddies at Triotech, motorcycle game. Over here, Terminator Salvation, a boxing game, some giant claw games. Then you got some of my favorite games over here. I love Gold Fishing, where you throw the ping pong balls in the little fish things. Of course, the classic skee ball. Down the Clown is an awesome game. You know, another one here, Beanbag Toss is great. And one good tip for the arcade, check on your Fun Times Carnival guide, as occasionally they'll do what's called Power Hour, where all the games in the arcade become half off. So definitely check on that. And then just big games too. They've got giant piano keys. And there's some games I haven't even seen. Like I have not seen this DC Superheroes slider style game that's very similar to like the Wizard of Oz. Pac-Man Smash is a wonderful game with a crazy multi-puck drop. And look how adorable Monkey Business is. That's adorable. Oh man, and you think it's done? It's not. Again, new games. It smells, obviously this is a new ship, but it smells new in here. I'm excited to play this one later. Screwball, I've never heard of that. Let's see, we got a giant Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles game. Oh, I love this because it feels like the old like Turtles in Time kind of arcade games I used to play all the time growing up. So I love that. We got a couple of giant cabinet games here with Jurassic Park and The Walking Dead. Got one of these ball dropping games here. You got another SpongeBob slider game. Injustice Arcade, a very popular game in which you could win cards and things like that. A couple of these are like your higher level prize games over here. So Balloon Buster and the Cube games. Obviously you can win big time prizes here. Not good chances you're gonna win, but you could hit as big and get in like a Nintendo Switch. More crane games over here. It's a very, very impressive arcade. And then you finish it up with a couple of these. You've got the Big Mouth Bass Wheel and things like that. Molly, I like this arcade. We're spending money here.
Okay.
I'm going back during Power Hour. Up here on deck 14 in the front of the ship is the Serenity Deck, which kind of their like adults-only quiet area. You got a couple of big hot tubs and things like that. A big giant bar. That's a massive, massive bar. And then I love these. So you got tables for your drinking. But then my favorite, I think, is these cuddle pods kind of things that are right on the front of the ship. So this is you know, quite the place to watch sail away. If you can nail one of these and get that view, that would be pretty fantastic. Very, very similar to on the other Carnival ships, except this one has prettier, yeah.
With giant cactus plants things.
Yeah, and bigger hot tubs.
Yeah.
And a much larger bar. On deck 11 is Camp Ocean, which has all the different kids clubs. They're broken up into 3 different ones, depending on ages. Obviously, the best being penguins, as they're the greatest animal ever. But there's a couple more. And then they also have Dr. Zeus Bookville, which is adorable. A little door for kids going, or adults going, and just kind of like essentially a library area for kids. It's very colorful. It's got all the characters, every Dr. Zeus book you could imagine, and like 8 of them. Look how many copies of Cat in the Hat they have. Like that seems a little much.
And then that is the one that everyone knows.
Mm-hmm. And then they try to put merchandise on your kids. Don't forget souvenirs to keep them smiling ear to ear. But yeah, this is a very cute area, especially if you want to had a little one and you want to do like a adult kid time and read a book. Very cute area. On embarkation day, our sea days for lunch, they open up the Pig and Anchor free barbecue, where you can come out here and get some really, really good barbecue. It's outside on the lanai here on deck 5, and it looks good. Molly's filling up our plate now, and really nice selection of meats and stuff. Also have a fine selection of sauces, all with Guy Fieri's face on them. So here's what our plate looks like. We got 3 different meats. We got the pork butt, which is over there, like a pulled pork kind of thing, delicious. We got a beef, which is amazing. A sausage, a large helping of mac and cheese, and these oh so delicious potato rolls. The beef and the pork butt, fantastic. Yum, 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 yum. Yeah, definitely. If you're for lunch on a sea day or embarkation day, you've got to stop by here. It's really good. It's sail away time here, and one of the advice I would give you for sail away, deck 5, deck 6, and I think like deck 9 or so, they have ledges that look out up front, and you don't have to deal with all the crowd that's up on the Lido deck. So like, we're watching down here from deck 5, which is the promenade deck, and it's good, easy access to the bar to drink our giant beer, and then I gotta watch sail away in peace. Unless you want to go up there and do the crazy sail away party, that kind of thing, and do whatever, you know, line dances they're gonna play for you. You could do that, but not my style. Hang out here with a beer in peace and kind of watch the coolness of sailing out of Miami. This is the first time we found this. Right behind the Jumbotron on deck 12 is Shuffleboard, cruise ship classic. So they have one of these in the atrium. They also have one in kind of the second atrium that goes down to the casino bar here. But the wonderful thing is that, knock knock, there's glass right there. So while there may be smoking in the casino, when you're up here on deck 5, you wouldn't get that. Now, if you're a shopper, the atrium area on deck 4 and 5 is where you want to be. This is where they have their liquor shops, their watch stores. Over here, you got 2 smaller Carnival logo gear shops. And then upstairs, you have your, they got a Victoria's Secret store and things like that. The weird thing is, normally there's only like 1 Carnival like logo store. In this ship, there's 2. They're both on deck 4. Neither one of them is very big. But make sure you hit them up both to see if you've got any stuff. Especially if you're sailing the Horizon, which is a newer ship. Like we are somebody that collects the ship ornaments, and they did not have them in this store, but they had them in the other store, so that worked for us. And then up on the second level is your more fancy stuff, your perfumes, your Victoria's Secret, and things like that. But if you're a shopper, hang out in the atrium. If you're a coffeeaholic, the Java Blue Cafe on deck 5 is where you want to go. Also, if you are a loyal drunk on the Cheers program, I'm not on this cruise, but most cruises I am, this is where you can come, the Powerades included, and trust me, you grab 1 or 2 of those, stash them in the stateroom, drink that after drinking, drink it the morning of drinking. It's going to really help you out. Also, you have some upcharge cakes and stuff like that. Look pretty neat. There you go. You got like tuxedo strawberries there. You can't really see them, but Java Blue, deck 5. So at the back end of deck 5 is the Cabana Bar, a very much Spanish themed bar with some wonderful theming. Like, as far as like the theme level goes, this would be something I would expect on like a Disney cruise. And then they have a band that plays flat rhythms and a dance and things like that over here. All the way in the baggage ship on deck 5 is the Havana section. Now this is something you have to have a Havana suite to get in and have a wristband to get in until about 7 p.m. and then anybody can get in here. And it's super peaceful. This is our second night on the cruise. It's only a 2-night cruise, so it's not a great representative. But both nights there's been nobody back here. So if you're looking for a more peaceful pool or hot tub experience, 7 p.m. on, this is probably going to be where you want to go. That and it's just, it's very, very pretty. Imagine if you got here like right at 7, it would be cool as the sun's going down.
Yeah.
Or if you're staying in one of these cabins. So some of the coolest cabins you get here on the Carnival Horizon are Cabana Cabins, which are here on deck 5. Gets you exclusive access to that pool I just showed off until about 7 p.m. But it also comes with your own, it's not really a balcony, it's kind of a courtyard. But it's these cabins, it's pretty neat. So by far my favorite bar on board the Carnival Horizon is the Alchemy Bar. This is your craft cocktail bar, your fancy drink bar. If you're on the Cheers program, this is where you're going to get the most bang for your buck. I mean, look at the menu. I'm going to open this up. And it doesn't really glow. This one doesn't glow, but most of them do. Anyway, the drinks here are not cheap if you do not have the beverage program. $10.95, but they are amazing. And one thing I would say is, like, pack your patience if you want to come here, because these are craft cocktails. They take a lot of work from the bartenders. These guys are moving as fast as they can, but drinks take a while when they're this fancy. Now, we got our favorite, and that is our favorite after dinner drink, really. And that is the Deal Closer. Absolute vanilla vodka. Essentially, it's all booze in a pint glass. And it's really like, this is our favorite after dinner drink.
It's delicious.
So if you get out of the dining room and you're like, man, that was fun, come here, get a deal closer. It's wonderful. So if you have a sports game you want to watch, the Skybox Sports Bar is for you. It's over here on deck 4. On the cruise we're at, they had very limited hours. But also we're here, like tonight is a Friday night, not really like a sports night. There's no NFL games on, there's a couple of baseball games on. But even by this hour they are all but done. But love the look of it. They do have a like a poker table over here, and what I love is all the jumbotron kind of stuff.
I also like how it has a different drinking menu. It's not your
yes, they do have a great. And if you're looking for a good martini, right there, one of my favorite on any Carnival ship, the Skybox Martini. Wonderful, just wonderful. Also, as a Yankee fan, I love this. Aaron Judge autographed jersey on the wall. Big fan of number 99. But that's the sports bar. Kind of small too, so if you're coming here for a big game, get here early or else you will not get a spot. So on deck 4 is the Limelight Lounge, which is very much a flex space kind of thing, where it could be a comedy club or it could be a dance club, depending on its need. And I'm normally not a big fan of either one of those ideas on a cruise ship, but I like the idea of a flex club, so that depending on the crowd or whatever, they can do whatever they want. So one thing that's very, very different here on the Carnival Horizon than anything I've ever seen anywhere, they have smart elevators. So to get in the elevator, you don't just call an elevator, you go over here, you gotta hit the button, or it's gonna pop up, because it knows I'm walking around. And we're gonna go to the Lido deck right now. It's gonna hit 10, it's gonna show me car D, and you look on the big screen, it's car D. Now what I would say is like, you're supposed to do one per person, it doesn't tell you that, but make sure you should do that. Or else you can get in a very overcrowded elevator.
Yes.
Now once you're in the elevator, it's unlike any other elevator I've ever seen because there are no buttons to type to go to wherever you're going. It will show you where you're going to stop on this guy here, but it's very different. Now something you won't find on any other Carnival ship is the Pig and Anchor Smokehouse, and this is it's free for lunch on sea day or embarkation day. The rest of the time, if you want food, it's a small upcharge, nothing too ridiculous. So it's one of the cheaper upcharges on this ship. But what I love about this is that it's its own craft brewery. Now this is another Guy Fieri restaurant, so get ready to take the trip to Flavor Town, as it says over on the bar. And they got this wonderful pig-themed smoker as well. Obviously that guy is not used to being inside. But the cool thing about this place is they brew their own beer. And they've got 4 beers that are here all the time. It's the Parched Pig Brewing Company. So those 4 are here all the time. And you can take brewery tours and stuff like that. And then there's what me and Molly are going to show off in just a moment. So we are on a 2-night cruise with no beverage plans. So our go-to for drinks on the ship has been this guy here. It is a 32-ounce mason jar, complete with the Pig and Anchor logo on it, which you can't see because I'm pointing into the sun, but there you go. So it makes a cool souvenir. And also, you buy it for the first time, it's about $13. And every refill you get is $9. So you're getting 32 ounces of craft beer for $9. Now what we are drinking, and this is our favorite, one of their seasonals, it's a guava wheat beer, and it is amazing. Piano Bar 88 is the piano bar on board, which can do a couple different things. Later in the night it's more of a drunken sing-along. Right now they're playing Wonderwall, which is fabulous. Early in the night it's much more classy establishment. At the Carnival Piano Bar. They have an absurd amount of music here on the Carnival Horizon, and here we are in Ocean Plaza. This can be used for trivia early in the day. Late at night they have a giant, like, 7 or 8 piece band that plays, and very impressive. If you like music, Carnival Horizon is a very good trip for that. Coming at you now from the back of Deck 10, where they have another small pool, along with 2 hot tubs. A couple of things, a wonderful looking bar. Now over there, that is the Seafood Shack. It's an upcharge seafood dining restaurant. Now over here with the big long line, that is the pizza place that's open 24 hours a day during all hours of your cruise. And also, especially later in the night to the drunk hours, there's probably going to be a line for the pizza. But it is honestly, I've done a lot of cruising. This is, I've been on multiple major lines. And I think the Carnival pizza is one of the better pizzas that you can get at sea. And guys, I was not joking when I said the line was long. Look how long this line goes back for pizza. Very long. Deck 5's went to the Pixels Gallery, which I love. They got this big Jumbotron kind of thing showing off the pictures from the cruise of just random guests as they were boarding the ship. And then they got another one on the other side, as well as where you could go and find and buy all your photos. Really, actually, one of the nicer photo galleries I've ever seen on a cruise ship is this one here. Here's the Fahrenheit 555 Steakhouse, one of it's probably your main upcharge restaurant, or at least the most popular one. Just took a look at the menu. It looks amazing. It is pricey. I believe it's like $35 upcharge per person, but it's a really, really nice space, and the menu looks great. So if you're a fan of upscale dining, this is probably going to be somewhere you want to head. I like the show kitchen over there, and then I love this, the different meats hanging out here in a butcher's block kind of thing. And also, if you're waiting for your table or just want to pop in for a quieter bar, they've got a bar. And it looks like they have some fancier liquors here. So, oh yeah, the Hennessy White and a lot of your upscale whiskeys at this bar. So if you're a whiskey drinker, come on in here. So on Deck 5, you do have a couple more upcharge restaurants, like Bunzai Teppanyaki, the first teppanyaki restaurant on a Carnival ship. Now, as much as I enjoy teppanyaki, they can't do the fun like fire effects on a cruise ship. So I would say, like, if you're used to going to a Benihana's or something like that, it's not going to be quite as fun over here. Now, right next to the teppanyaki restaurant is the sushi bar, which, if you're a sushi fan, is probably going to be good for you, but it is an upcharge, so just make sure to remember that. On Deck 12 is Casino del Capitano, which is their upcharge Italian restaurant in the evening, but for lunch, it becomes a pasta bar where you come in and you get to choose what kind of pasta you want, choose your sauce, choose your mix-ins, and all kinds of things like that. It's on the second level above the buffet. For dinner, it's only $15 to eat here, so if you're on a longer cruise, it's definitely one I would consider absolutely doing. Menu look good. Right across from Casino del Capitano is Gigi, which, much like the other restaurant, upcharge at night for dinner, but during the day, it is free for lunch, and it's where you get your Mongolian wok. Pick all sorts of different things coming here. Again, just like the Italian restaurant, I believe this one's $15, and if you're here for a longer cruise, it might be a place you want to eat dinner, but definitely a place you want to stop by for lunch. On Deck 6 is home to the Carnival multiplex, home to two different things. On the right side, you go up those stairs there, and you have the IMAX theater, which is really, like, I like to refer to those theaters as LIMAX, where they're not the true IMAX, 7-story experience, which makes sense because you're on a cruise ship. But in there, you're going to have different things playing, from your more, like, documentary type films, like National Parks. There's a Pandas one, as well as, like, your motion pictures that came out during your cruise will be on the IMAX as well. So, like, we are coming out on a cruise that is a Thursday, Friday, Saturday cruise, and a movie that comes out Friday started playing, like, that day at 10 o'clock on Friday night. I will say the documentary ones, they're much cheaper, as they're about $5.50. The first run movies are going to run you, like, if you wanted to see Predator, which came out last week, that's going to run you about $13. Whereas the documentary ones about $5.50 or so, and that is in the IMAX. What I love is this guy over here, the Thrill Theater, which is a Simex iWorks motion seat kind of based experience. That one is not working. All right.
Because
yeah, that's right.
That's left.
So it shows. It's kind of cool too, because normally when you go to, like, if you're in a museum or an aquarium or a theme park, normally they'll show you one movie. Here you get 3 for $5.50, and they're depending on your time you go. You get different ones. So they have 3 different sets. There's a PG set, a PG-13 set, and an R-rated set. And these do change up too. Like, we just got out of the R-rated set, which was Frankenstein, Panic House, and Friday the 13th 4D. And it's very, very interesting too, because you can tell, like, some of these films, like, I love ride films. I've been through, you know, hundreds and hundreds of simulators, and, like, some of these are not designed for the U.S. market at all. Molly, what have been your favorites and least favorites that we see?
I like the Happy Family, the ride.
Which is coming in, like, we've been on tons of simulators.
Yeah.
That's one we've actually been on before. We rode that at Kentucky Kingdom earlier this year. And it's something that I believe is on Netflix now, like a Netflix movie. But this is the G-rated one featuring Extreme Log Ride and Dracula.
The Extreme Log Ride. You would think you're doing ride a log flume ride. Nope.
It's like a weird logging camp.
Yep.
So that's your G-rated one. The PG-rated one had a Pacific Rim simulator, which they just took out of the movie.
Yeah, it didn't flow very well.
No, which a lot of these do.
Yeah.
There it is, Pacific Rim. It also had Great Wall Coaster, which was weird.
But not as weird as Lost in Fear.
No, Lost in Fear was very strange. Pretty much all of them were kind of odd.
Yeah.
But I think for $550, it's not a bad deal. I'm not sure, unless you're a huge fan of, like, themed movies and stuff like that, if you have to see all of them, like I made Molly watch.
We did go to all.
Yep, we've dropped $16.50 on the Thrill Theater, but definitely I would say go to one of them, depending on whichever thing. And these do change up, so, like, these are not the same that'll be on your cruise next time, or the same that have been on the cruise last time.
I do think the level 3, this one
Yes,
right here,
that one was my
the
favorite.
R-rated was definitely the best.
And it's messed up. I mean, it's very R-rated. Like, I would not bring kids to that. I mean, the Frankenstein one wasn't bad, but, like, Panic House was messed up, and Friday the 13th is like a gory horror movie.
Yeah.
But there we go. This is something I've never seen on a cruise ship before, and I loved it because I love motion simulators and any sort of things like that. So
they do fill up fast, though. So
yeah. Well, the thing is, like, we're on a 2-night cruise. On a 7-night cruise, who knows? But you get, it's better to come with one of these panels, book your show times, and then you do not have to worry about it. The deck pipes home to the library bar, which is something very different, and something I've never seen on any cruise ship before. And it kind of it takes the solemn library atmosphere, but mixes it with a bar very, very subtly, as there's nobody in here right now. But what they do have is this guy, which is like a self-serve wine machine. Very, very interesting. You grab your glass, you swipe your card, and that kind of thing. And if you like your wine, you can pick up any of these different information cards about that wine. But unfortunately, it looks like it's not working right now.
Yeah.
Well, it's broken, but nice.
But it's cool.
Cool idea. Bad execution. Now coming at you from the Reflection Restaurant, this is the set time dining room, not the one we're dining in. Doesn't look particularly nice. I guess it's probably set up for muster drill right now, but not overly impressed with the dining rooms here on board.
For a new ship, I expected more wow instead of okay.
Yeah, it kind of looks like if there's like a really rich kid's school, their cafeteria.
Yeah.
Quick shot from the outside to show what the Carnival Horizon looks like from when you're getting on board or getting off the board in ports. It looks very much like a Carnival ship, but also looks very pretty. Like it's a modern Carnival ship, which it is. That's a terrible description. So there's all sorts of hubbub on our sailing. This is the first time the Carnival Horizon's been here out of Miami. So there's a horn battle going on right now between its sister ship, the Carnival Vista, and on the other side. And I love that the blimp is here. It's a fun looking blimp. Can't say I've ever seen this before. It's like a floating billboard with like different advertisements. Like I've seen cars that do that. We have them in Orlando showing off like Toy Story Land and things like that. But I've never seen them on a boat. And that's pretty neat. Last but certainly not least, we're going to show off our stateroom here at 3202. So we had an ocean view stateroom. And honestly, I think it's one of the larger staterooms we ever had on a cruise ship. Very big, very modern. There's Molly. And so there we go. That's kind of the cruise ship. A giant window with a giant perch before the window. Obviously, it's nighttime now, but you get the idea. big old bed. It can be separated into 2 beds, so there's like the awkward crevice kind of thing in the middle. Molly's on the uncomfortable couch.
Not comfortable.
No. A couple important things. You do get a lot of shelves over here by the desk, and the I imagine it's kind of designed probably for like ladies' makeup, right?
Mm-hmm.
Very important to us drinkers. You do get a fridge, and I'm surprised. I figured it would have been like a mini bar kind of thing, but it is not. Now, something that took me by surprise. You actually have 2 bathrooms in our stateroom here. I had no idea that was coming.
No.
So bathroom 1 has a small sink and then like a full shower and tub. So like it's really good if you had kids. Ooh. Over here, normal closet and that kind of thing. Nothing too special. Then bathroom B is kind of your normal cruise ship kind of bathroom. With the awkward shower that has the curtain that sticks to your bum, the tiny hyper flush toilet, and a much larger here bathroom space. I'm going to show up the hyper flush. Some serious sucking power that goes down there. Anyway, that is the stateroom. Big time. Normally I always put my magnets on the door because a lot of times in the staterooms doors are magnetic. Not here on this Carnival ship. So I threw the magnets on the wall. All right, Molly, that's it. That's all. That's our cruise. Both days of it. Favorite parts of the Carnival Horizon here?
It was a very, very pretty ship.
Yeah, it's so weird that we go on like a brand new, like a shiny new, spanking new ship.
I mean, it still smells new.
Yeah.
In a lot of areas. Even the casino, you can barely smell smoke, even though you can smoke.
And we did not gamble at all.
No, and we didn't. No.
My favorite parts, I love the cakes on the lunch buffet. And that might sound silly, but that was really, really neat. It was wonderful cakes, beautiful cakes. That, when I'm going off this cruise, the one thing I'm going to remember, it's the cakes.
I like how they rotated the cakes, too. So both days weren't the same cakes. It was different cakes.
Now, if you're going on this ship, you probably have a 7-day cruise. There's a chance they might,
rotate.
Yeah, and repeat some.
Yeah.
My other highlight for me was the Pig and Anchor, as we were on a 2-night with no beverage plan, but having that craft brewery I thought was really cool. And just walking around at night, there's so much live music on this ship. It is nuts. The
entertainment's really good with the music. Everyone sounds amazing.
Yeah.
And there's so many from, a whole full band to 1 guitar player to 3 violinists.
Yeah. Any lowlights for you? What were your least favorite parts of the ship?
Maybe it's because we were on a 2-day, but there was no activities in the morning.
Yeah.
We got into port at 8 o'clock, and there was no activities until 1.
Yeah, which not so
really
great.
Weird. Really, really weird. And then the sky ride being broken.
Yeah.
Because that's one of the things that they market very heavily with the Horizon, is that it's one of the 2 that has it. And yes, you need probably the third party to fix it, but you never saw anyone working on it. And it's been closed for a couple cruises.
Yeah.
It seems like.
I would totally agree with you on that point. That seems like it would have been one of those very much memory-making moments that was closed the whole time. Mm-hmm. But overall, this ship, we've been on a bunch of Carnival ships, and this is easily, I think, the best of them.
It was a really weird stage show.
Oh, yeah. The Celestial Strings, it was weird, but it was good.
It was. I did like how they had props in the audience.
Yeah.
It wasn't just the main stage.
Yeah.
Which is very unique.
Also, this was our tonight, right now, is our 25th night at sea, so we get our gold status on Carnival Cruise Lines, which we would not get if you guys did not watch these YouTube videos, so thank you very much for watching. If you have any questions or comments about the Carnival Horizon here, let us know in the comment section below, and we'll do our best to get back to you. We've been on the ship, so hopefully we'll know your answer. If not, I'll try my best to Google it. Anyway, for the both of us, thank you very much, and we'll see you next time.